I must thank Warren for such a nice speech that he has given. And all the Australians, the way they have taken to Sahaja. They are all westernized in every sense of the word. There's something about them where I feel that they are very quick at knowing the truth. I don't know how. They are not that adamant against the truth. This opening, somehow I found. Seeking is everywhere very strong. I feel America, England, Europe, everywhere the seeking is very strong, no doubt. There are seekers. Of course, there is also a fashion of seeking. Apart from that, there are real seekers, no doubt about it. And as he said that ego orientation is one of the characters in the West. That also, one would say that it is more now in the developing countries because they are supposed to be developing. But the way these people have a special capacity to see the truth is a very big thing. Even if you are a developing country or a developed country, if you cannot perceive the truth, you cannot assimilate it. That perception somehow was surprising, I found in Australia. Most surprising. Now, for example, in England, I've worked very hard, no doubt, for years together. People are hard nuts, you can say. And once they are cracked, they are wonderful scholars. They know how to completely sort it out with their brains. Everything is there. But there are very few people who do that. At the time of Christ, you can see how many could recognize him. Not even one, believe. Except for John the Baptist, of course, he was a realized soul. So, he should not be in the question. The rest of them were just sticking on to him somehow. As he said, they had to stick on to me for some time. Until he got his resurrection, they could not see the truth at all. To perceive it itself is a very big blessing, I think. And I do not know why people cannot perceive it. Because I cannot go to the other side and see myself what the problem is. For example, in this country or in the West on the whole, the false people have come. They have minted money. They have palaces and they have huge big aircrafts and they have retinue of things and immense wealth they have collected out of the people who are supposed to be westernized. But Sahaja Yoga, you'll be amazed, even to crack a journalist is a headache for me. A journalist doesn't have time for me at all. It's impossible to go and talk to any newspaper person, leave alone any television or anything like that. Radio is an impossibility here. Can you imagine, with all these facilities God has given you for spreading the message fast for the wider world? But it is impossible, you can't talk to them. But let some, say a fake person coming, he's there. He's on the television, he's on the radio, Pope will come and see him, your Archbishop of Canterbury will go and touch his feet, and he's a fake, absolute fake. Why? Only thing is that we are very money oriented. They come out with their money. They provide lot of money for publication. They take money and they use it. I mean, if Christ was to be here, I tell you, he would have no place. Even a mic would have been difficult for him, being a carpenter's son. Sometimes I find it an impossible situation to tell them that, after all, how are you impressed by these people who are taking such a lot of money out of you in the name of God? One has to think about it. That it is so money oriented that any man who comes with money impresses people. Amazing in the country which is so affluent. They are suffering from affluence. That's their disease. And there they are impressed by people who are using money as a purpose of propaganda of God Almighty. Imagine the absurdity. I don't know what happens to their brains. This time I went to Edinburgh and people told me that most of the young people are disciples of a person who will not even be liked by the servants of India. Take it from me. Even our servants will take money to go to him. He doesn't know good English, even up to that point, you can say. He doesn't know anything, how to talk to people. He says he's 14-year-old, which he's not. He's married an 8-year-old girl bigger than him. I mean, all kinds of things. He asked for Rolls Royces. He has 58. He wanted the 59, so they starved themselves and collected money and gave him the 59. You, the English, have done it. Take it from me. Can you believe this stupidity? They have starved themselves and have done it. They are seekers. Seekers of what? Of giving Rolls Royce to this man? I mean, I just can't understand. How can it go to that stupid level? But that's what I feel, that in Australia, people have not accepted anyone like that. They have not accepted. They're still, you see, they did this, they did that. He did everything, Warren. Mahikari, this, that. He did everything that is possible under the sun. They know all the gurus have gone to Australia. And they didn't accept anyone. That's the main point. All the time they are shaky like this, and as soon as they saw the truth, they jumped onto it. We have to understand that spirit cannot be related to money by any chance. It has nothing to do. Christ was a son of a carpenter. Just think of that. He, the owner of all the properties of the world, was born as a poor man. And how can you relate this to money? I just fail to understand. And this little truth Australians knew. And I wish the English, the Americans, and the Europeans take out their attention from money and the comfort, so-called, that money gives you. I'm sure this country will rise. It has to rise. It has to rise. Unless and until England rises, the world cannot rise. This is a definite thing. Absolutely, it is as definite as anything. England has to rise first because it is the heart of the universe. And the English Sahajogis have to also awaken to their responsibilities, which is very important. I will give all my blood, all my energies, all that is possible under the sun to awaken this country to its responsibility as a spiritual nature, as the spiritual being, as the spiritual heart, as the donor of blood, all over. And this is what saddens me to see how people are drowning themselves into some sort of an illusion and are not being able to see the truth. Now, as he has told you, that Sahaja Yoga is fantastic, no doubt about it. Because you are fantastic yourself. You are the spirit. You are the spirit. You have to just become the spirit, is the point. Once you become the spirit, you are dynamic. Not dynamic, but you are the master of everything. You can control things. You can enjoy everything. You become blissful. You can do such a lot because you are the spirit and you have become the spirit. It is as simple as that. God Almighty has placed this power within us at that triangular bone. It exists there. It has to just rise and give you a real baptism by which you feel your spirit first time, where it flows like cool breeze in the hand. As simple as that. Now, this happening is a very, very strong happening. For some people, it's a very strong happening, first day. Because you are seekers. You are seekers. Believe me, you are seekers of thousands of years. Born in this country to get what you have been seeking. But what do we expect? I wish he had not mentioned you the word puja, because it can again give you the thing that it is sort of some one-person business. It's not that. When he says puja, because all these centers have got deities, especially this center is the center of Christ. You have to make these deities within you happy and awaken them. And that awakening must take place, you must understand, where these deities exist. And these deities are nothing but are incarnations of God's aspect, like we can say Christ, incarnated, who is placed at this point, where the optic chiasma is, between the pituitary and pineal body. And when Christ is awakened, when he gets into action within you, then your two things that are shown there, the blue and the yellow, the blue is the superego and the yellow is the ego, are sucked in. Means all your karmas, all your doings, your ego and superego are sucked in. That means he has crucified himself in such a way that he has made within us a passage. When he is awakened, he sucks that, and all our sins is nothing but conditionings, we can say, and other things that we have got within us. Everything is sucked in. When it is sucked in, then only the Kundalini can rise above that. Now, Sahajogis know that Christ is one of the aspects, is the sun aspect. And there are aspects where he is a creator, where he is a sustainer, where he is a master, we can say, and where he is the witness. All these things, people never gave chance to him to speak. Now I have been speaking for 7 years in this country. But for 4 years, I could have hardly spoken even twice or thrice, because I was struggling with 6 of them. So you can imagine, you gave him only 3 years, or say at the most 4 years, to speak about these things, and how many things he has spoken, and how many of these people who were supposed to be his disciples have written down. God alone knows. And whatever they have communicated is so limited that it has created problems for you. But every sentence, every word that he has spoken is so deep, and you can only understand it when you get your realization. When there is no light, What's the use of telling you there are these pictures, there are flowers there, and there's this picture there, and this is the color of the paper that is put on these walls? What's the use? There is no light to see. And when you get the light, I don't have to tell you, as he said, the knowledge starts trickling within you automatically. You are that spirit. And unless and until that spirit is manifested, what else are you seeking? A guru says, I do this thing, I do that thing. All right, so what? What about us? What do we have got it from this gentleman? What has he given us? You must find out. His disciples are there. For example, they went to the Ganesh Puri, this thing, and there everybody was jumping, ha ha ha, hoo hoo, taking out clothes and I don't know, and then taking all kinds of drugs and this and that. For jumping, you don't pay. You can jump without paying. And drugs also they had to pay. Even without payment, he could not produce any drugs. So, one should understand that this kind of a nonsense and tomfoolery is mockery of yourself. It's just mockery. You are that dignified, magnificent thing which is the spirit. And you are befooled by these people. You should see this much at least, that anyone who has given any powers to another person should be accepted, isn't it? I mean, supposing somebody says that a particular thing is very good, say this kind of a lamp is very good, then you see at least how it works. If the one who says, you see the lamp, you must at least see the disciples of these gurus and then decide. This is very much lacking. Like sheep, they follow and they fall into horrible ditches. Doesn't matter. As far as God is concerned, He is bent upon saving His creation. He is bent upon it. He will do it, whatever you may try to destroy it. You try your level best to destroy yourself and destroy the world that He has created. But He is all powerful. He is all forgiving. He is all compassion. He is going to save you, whatever you may try. Try your level best. But for a change, why not try to save yourself and save others? This is what one has to see. Now when listening to me also, you should doubt, because you are in free condition. You are not mesmerized by me. If I was a real mesmerizer, you could not have asked me any questions. You all would have fallen straight at my feet. There would have been no questioning at all, because there are thousands who are doing that stupidly. But you are free. You are free to doubt, no doubt. But doubting what? One has to think, what are we doubting? As he said, I am the most expensive person. It makes me laugh, because you cannot pay for it. It's so expensive that all your banks drain down, cannot pay for it. All your wealth that you have here, so-called wealth that you have accumulated, cannot purchase it. It's so expensive, it is invaluable. It's the richest thing in the world that cannot be purchased by any riches. It is, no doubt. But it's not exclusive. It's meant for everyone. The doors are open now for everyone. Now don't you worry. Don't count your sins and your guilts and this and that. Forget that. It's the grace that itself is anxious, as I told you. And you all ought to get your realization and should grow into it. You will enjoy the complete bliss of your being, which is so beautiful. Like a diamond, it is sparkling. Only thing, you have to just unveil it. And that is not difficult for you. Not at all difficult. Now the things that he has told about the physical side, that's the minimum that should happen. That's the minimum of minimum that should happen to anyone who comes to Sahaja. Because if you are the temple of God, then it has to be cleansed before God is established within you. Before the deity is sparkled in you, it has to be cleansed. So the cleansing takes place automatically. You don't have to worry about that. That's automatic. Even a thing like cancer can be cured in no time. And cancer can only be cured by Sahaja, by nothing else. Take it from me. It cannot be cured. It may be that you may lose your throat, sometimes nose, sometimes ears, and you may continue with the doctors. But with cancer, you live in one body and get cured. And there are some cancer patients here sitting down. They perhaps do not know, and some of them know also. I've been completely cured by Sahaja. The reason is that your body is just ready, is waiting for that moment when you get the light. As soon as you get the light, immediately you know where is the problem, and you start correcting it. And once you start correcting it, it's not you, but this power corrects it. Imagine this light not only enlightens the room, but also corrects it. Think of such a thing. That is God's love. That it loves you, it coordinates everything, it makes you cooperate, and it blesses you with the highest. This all-pervading power has been described in the scriptures. Everybody said there is all-pervading power. Now you might say, where is it? We can't see. How are we to believe? Now, as I always give an example of a television, which I saw first time when it came to India, that in a village, people were told that there is an ether around us, and there are lots of dramas and music and plays going on. They said, how can we believe it? So they just put the television to the mains, and it started working fantastically. And they were amazed, and they had to believe that it's coming, there's no other connection, is coming through this. That's what it is. You are an instrument, exquisitely made, beautifully, delicately constructed, just for this happening. Of course, you have ruined it. So many have ruined it, no doubt. You have tried in your childishness. Doesn't matter. Makes no difference. You will get your realization. You should have no worry on that point. That's my worry. Once you get your realization, then you can give realizations to others. Now about the lady that he told who got well and was very sick, I must tell you that first of all, she was very, very sick and she was about to die. I was not there at that time. Actually, these people were there. Warren didn't want to say, out of humility, I think. These people went there and put my photograph there and gave her vibrations. And she came to consciousness. And they were surprised. The one who was going to die has been declared going to die very soon, came to consciousness. And they then thought there's something great about it. Then they came away. Still the doctors, they couldn't believe it. And the relations also said, how can that be? What is it? She again went into coma when I was there. But a gentleman who was related to her was connected with newspapers. Somehow it worked out. And he published a lot that we have proof to believe that Sahaja Yoga can cure people. And that's how it started. And that's how it worked out. But the first thing was done by Warren and Company, not by Mataji. So they themselves had the powers to cure, to give realization, to do all that I can do. And that's what it is, that once you are enlightened, you should manifest your own powers. Otherwise, the rest of the thing is nothing but a joke. You jump or you stand on your heads, that you can always do. What is so great about it? If it is some God's grace has to come upon you, then you must manifest something special. Not only curing, but raising of the Kundalini. Now, this triangular bone is called as sacrum, meaning sacred bone. That means these people who have given the name to it long time back must have known that this is a sacred bone. Otherwise, why did they call it sacrum? But I think that knowledge was lost in Latin. In Norway must have been. The knowledge was lost. And that's how they do not know. They just call it a sacrum. Now, you can see with your naked eyes the pulsation of the Kundalini and rising. You can feel the pulsation on your head when it comes there. And afterwards, you find complete, it has become quiet. As soon as it becomes quiet, you start feeling in the hands. Of course, this center should be all right. If the center is not all right, you don't feel in the hands, but you feel on the head. The center is to be corrected then you can feel in your hands. Now, this you can do yourself when you are realized. It's not only me. You can do it also. I mean, in Australia, we can say if there are 2,000 people who have got realization, I could have given only to about 500. The rest are done by these people only. You people can give realization. But difference in Australia and here is, now if an English Sahaja Yogi tries to talk to someone about Sahaja Yoga, the person says you are not supposed to discuss religion. I mean, that's an etiquette it is supposed to be. You can't discuss religion. You can't discuss God. So they run away. Hard to get even 2 people in to talk about Sahaja Yoga. This is the problem, otherwise all of them are capable of giving realization. Now Douglas, who is sitting here, talked to David Prowl and knew that he was doing TM. And he told him off. And here, talking to him, David Prowl feeling heated up, absolutely boiling, and he was perspiring. It's a fact. And when he came to the thing, now he's got realization. He's giving realization to people when he got cured. I mean, you don't need much brains for that. You don't need any accessories of the world which are regarded as very practical. I would say that Douglas at that time was one of the most impractical person. He had taken drugs and he had taken all these things. And there are many who were like this. Some had come from lunatic asylum. And they started giving realization. The other day in Norwich, there were 3 persons sitting in front row and we were all shaking up before me. I said, now from where these have come? I asked them from where they have come. They said, we have come from lunatic asylum. I said, and we are certified mad people. I said, you are certified and you are here. How are you here? I mean, if you are certified mad, you are not supposed to be here. He said, one person came to my program and got well. So the authorities have sent us here for getting well. So we are here. And I won't be surprised that these 3 may start a Sahaja Yoga center in Norwich very soon. But I said, you better return the certificates to them. It is such a great thing. You can imagine certified mad people getting realization and starting a Sahaja Yoga center. There are people who were cancer patients who got realization and have started a Sahaja Yoga center. So you can imagine how tremendous are the powers of God and how carefully He has made us to be that spirit. We have no idea, we have no esteem about ourselves. We do not know what great thing we are and what we have to achieve and what we have to enjoy. Actually, He's such a gracious Father. He's so generous. And He's so loving that He wants to share His joy with you. He wants you to enter into the kingdom of God and to enjoy that bliss, that happiness, that freedom which has been promised to you in all the scriptures. It's as simple as that. It is so simple that I don't know how I have given 400 lectures about such a simple thing like self-realization. And they say they are all wonderful and one is better than the other. But today's lecture has been more of an introduction because according to them there are many new people today. Whatever it is, I would like to allow you to ask me some questions, and everybody should admit that new people should ask questions. And The Sir Yogi should not feel upset about it, because sometimes, questions can be very aggressive and they get upset. But there should be nothing to worry about it. It's all right, your mother knows how to handle everything. So nothing to be upset about it, because they have already passed strictures saying that no questions will be allowed to ask the mother. You see, if I am a mother, and if I have patience, if I have love, then you should not worry. You should not worry about it at all. I have to manage all of them. Sometimes in the beginning, everybody is like that. Just now, Warren has told you how he was, because he was made to sleep on the cement. I mean, he was not made, but he slipped out, you see. And next day he was down with very great agitation, and he was going back to Australia. But I caught hold of his shirt. I said, can you wait for some time? Let's see. It might work out. So it is like that. It's a very sweet thing, And I know the children have a right to get angry with mother, but not too much of it, because after all, you are here for a purpose, and that purpose must be fulfilled. That's why I'm here. May God bless you all. Now I would like to have really some questions, because sometimes these questions also help a lot for me to understand what the problem is. What's that, the wine glass? All right, I don't mind. This is the wine I'm having already. Can I have some questions, please? Yes, please.
Does everything happen at once, or do you improve gradually until the point of realization is reached?
Yes, yes. What Warren has told you is a caution. But I know so many people who have got realization without any return. They just got it there. I know so many people who have got it. Warren has given you a thing of caution, because he has seen some people that they drop out because the Kundalini comes down, and they find little frustrating. But I have all the patience, and you should have patience. But I haven't met anybody who has been with us doesn't feel it. You may not feel the vibrations, but there are realization is there, because when you put your hand on your head, you definitely get the cool breeze coming out, and you give realizations to others. That's the proof of it. There's someone who is always caught up on all the fingers. He feels the tingling all the time. But he gives realization to so many people. He has given himself. He's caught up. It's something like this. You can say, even if it's a fifth-hand car, it moves once started. You go on repairing it, but it moves, no doubt. It moves. So nothing to be upset about it. When do we? Right now. Me. I don't know how many thousand years. I was born with this. Yes, very much. Very much. Very much. Very much realized. I was born as a real great-great-grandmother, I tell you. I knew everything about it from my very childhood. I was very conscious. Over alert. Could it be? Rare thing. Beware. Yes, beware. Yes, true. Yes, it's correct. That's true. Yes, I must tell you about that. You see, the people who have written about Kundalini, I started knowing about them, that there are people who have written about Kundalini. And I was amazed, because they're absolutely ignorant. Not only ignorant, but stupid people. I don't know from where did they get this knowledge, and because people do not know about this, they started printing it. Perhaps anything you can print, and isn't it? I've seen such a big book where the fellow doesn't know where the Kundalini is. He says it is in the stomach, then he says it is in the back. He doesn't know anything. Now the trouble is, this knowledge was a very secret knowledge, thousands of years back. And it started descending, this knowledge, to people very slowly. Like On a tree, there's only one flower or two flowers in the beginning. Now, in the 6th century, actually Christ talked about it quite a lot. And other people like Moses and all these people have talked about it. But the ones who wrote never got anything there perhaps, so they wrote it in a very mystical way, like I'll appear before you like tongues of flames, or the tree of fire and all that, indicative of all that. But it so happened that in the 6th century, somebody in India called as Adi Shankaracharya, he was actually Buddha reborn. He started talking about it. Self-realization, of course, Buddha talked about it. Then he started telling about all these nadis and everything he described. But there is a poet in India whose name is Markandeya, who has written about this. They say he was living in India about, say, 10,000 years back, this poet, about that time. So this knowledge was known to people, but was not put down on the paper, was not circulated, was not for amas. Now, these people who are writing about it have no knowledge, have no authority, and they have tried these tricks. Actually, this is the holiest of holy, the sanctum sanctorium within you. And a person who himself is authorized by God can only do it. Authorized by God, not by any, say, theological college or all these things. It cannot be. God should authorize, like Christ, like you can say John the Baptist, like Moses. Like that, somebody authorized by God can only do it. So these people tried the tricks which are unauthorized, and they got results, because there's a deity sitting in the last chakra called as Muladhara chakra, which is the root, the support of the root. That chakra, he tries to excite your sympathetic by that. And when the sympathetic is excited, you get all these heats and this and that and the boils and all that. So it is not meant for people who have no holiness in them. You have to be a holy person who should be able to raise the kundalini, who should be cleansed. Otherwise, you cannot do this work. While there are people who are connecting kundalini, imagine, with sex. I mean, it's an absurd thing. She's your mother. She is your mother and has been your mother all these ages. And it's like having a dirty feeling for your mother. I would say that way. It's such a filth. So God should punish them, isn't it? And that's how they have it, as a punishment. It's not at all to be afraid of your own mother. Will you be? I mean, that's one thing you are not afraid of, is your own mother. Should not be. I mean, modern mothers, I don't know. But that's what it is. It is, they have no knowledge. Now, I must tell you that Sahaja Yoga must have given realization. I don't know how many thousands, tens of thousands of people. Of course, you may feel little heated up. Or if you are possessed, you might feel little bit shaken up. People who have been to TM, one of them jumped about 20 feet when they heard my name. All these things may happen to few people. But I mean, such extreme cases are very rare. That's all, but nothing goes wrong. I mean, you are ultimately cured of that. So you might get little effects of that, but nothing serious. I'm here to look after. On the contrary, it's very blissful, very blissful. If one does not know about something, they should not get into it, isn't it? Any other question? But you must get it. That's the main point. You see, this if you don't get, you will never be a happy person. You have to get it. And it is your right. It is within you. Why not get it? It just doesn't cost you anything. You have to have it. But people refuse to have this. Imagine, refuse to be the spirit. Can you imagine? They are satisfied. The other day I met a lady who came and she said, I'm quite satisfied with the sinful life I lead, mother. I said, now what am I to do? If you are satisfied, my child, I would only say that a day will come when you will come back to me, but I may not be here. You see, all these things recoil upon you. Not question of sinfulness, even a sort of a casual way towards your spirit. If you are casually interested in your spirit, it turns upon you because spirit resides in your heart and it recedes. You have problems and you all get into problems with that. When they get into problems, I mean, a lady who came to me, she said, I'm not interested, is that. And she said, I don't want to do it. But ultimately she got cancer. And then she came to me and she had a galloping cancer. We tried to help her. So couldn't help her much. She died. It happens with some people that they come at a stage where we cannot help them at all. So best thing is to get your own powers of your spirit and be all right. Enjoy yourself. You don't have to pay bills of doctors. You don't have to worry about so many things. And automatically the whole thing works. And also the petrol bill, as he said. Krishna has said, Yoga Kshema Vahamyam. Means when you have the union, yoga, when you become united with that divine power, the well-being is looked after. I mean, all the Sahaja Yogis who are here have benefited even monetarily. Because within us lies also the power which gives us money, which gives us well-being. There is a center within us which does that. And if that center is caught up, then people have problems with money. Once it is cured, you don't have. Not money as such, but material life. Improves, definitely. Chakras are the essences, see, which create our plexuses. And the plexuses are expressing the nerves. So the chakras in any case are the predecessors of the nerves, of the nervous system. They are the predecessors. They are the ones who supply the energy to the nerves. They are the ones who guide the nerves, chakras. What's it? Astral body. Our body is made of various cocoons, we can say. These chakras are, say we are material being, or physical being, we are emotional being, we are mental being, we are spiritual being. And all these are like our body. Now the astral being that you know of is actually the soul, we can say, which is this whole body without the element of earth and water. That's the astral body. Now this astral body, we should not worry much. Because that we get in any case when we die. That we are going to get it. But when we have the body, then only we can get our realization. Not in the astral sense. But people are trying lots of tricks with these astral bodies, which is a very, very dangerous thing. And it has reached such dangerous limits because people have interest in this, that I'm really shocked the way it is working out. For example, there was a couple in Switzerland I met, and they had a relation, their mother, in America. And that lady was trying with one of these astral body persons, those who work on spirits. And she said that I would like to talk to my grandson. And the grandson is a living child. And the child is in Switzerland. It sounds very fantastic to people. That is something great. You see, the child is in there without paying any airfare, you can talk to your child, grandchild. It's very dangerous. And they used to try that on the child. And the child, when it would sleep in the night, it would be daytime in America. And she would talk to him through this. And she would hear the voice of the child. They recorded all that. And one day this child was sleeping and he never got up, he died. And the recording said that it is too much strain for me. Now let me go, grandma, let me go, let me go. She said, no, wait for a while, wait for a while. And this spirit controlling woman would not allow the spirit to go back, and the child died. It's a very common happening now that the children suddenly die in their beds. So all these tricks we should not try. Whatever is unknown is not divine. You have the left side and the right side. This is called as the Adhibhautik and it's Adhidaivi. Means the collective subconscious and the collective supraconscious. There are all these dead spirits. Don't play with them. Don't get into these nonsense of astral body and this and that. There are some people who say that we want to separate from our body and fly in there. Why? Why do you want to do that? You want to have your spirit or not. If you want to have these experiences, I am not for that. And I will ban it, if you ask me. It's absolutely horrible. Of course, people take money for it, and people like it to talk to spirits and this and that, but it's very dangerous. You should never try these tricks with the spirits. It's a very dangerous line. When you do not know about it, one should not get to it. I've known people who have practiced these things. Their great-grandchildren are suffering. 7 generations they suffer. 7 generations. Those even practice it. So it's a very dangerous game. One should never play it. What is the need? You should live in the present, not in the future or not in the past. It's the present you have to achieve. So you just don't worry about these things. You become your spirit. You have to be born again, and that should happen to you, which should be an actualization that should actually happen to you. And what these gurus are doing are nothing but putting these spirits in you and are mesmerizing. That's how you behave like this. You are no more yourself, you are something else. This is the trick of the trade. They are all using you for their own purposes by just mesmerizing, and mesmerism is manifested by using the spirits which they are controlling. Especially for Christians, it is forbidden. I don't know. I don't know how they don't understand. So let's have the experience now. It's just a split of a second needed for that. Split of a second. But depends on. If the landings are very good, you won't feel anything else but the cool breeze suddenly. But if it's not smooth landing, it takes little time. As soon as the Kundalini pierces this, you feel thoughtless. There is no thought. So you may try to see. Just now, put your hands towards me like this, just because the centers are here expressed of the sympathetic. Just put your attention to me and see if your thoughts are stopped. And then close your eyes. If that has happened, that means Kundalini has already gone above. It moves very fast it moves. Now few things you have to accept in Sahaja Yoga. First of all, you have to accept that God is the ocean of forgiveness, that He is ocean of love, this is compassion, and you are not guilty in His eyes at all, and you should not feel guilty before the ocean. So you have to just say before starting your meditation that Mother in your heart, I am not guilty, Mother I am not guilty, Mother I am not guilty. Thrice you have to say. Now you have to forgive. You must forgive everyone. Just say that I forgive. Those who say it is very difficult to forgive, actually not to forgive or to forgive is all mental activity. What do you do by that? Just torture yourself. So please say that I forgive. And close your eyes now. Say I forgive. Mother, I forgive everyone. Just say, Mother, I forgive everyone. Keep your feet on the ground, on both the sides touching, and don't move much. Just say, Mother, I forgive everyone. Say it thrice. Now put your right hand on your heart where the spirit resides. And without feeling guilty, again I say, without feeling guilty, say that if we have done any mistakes, please forgive us. Please forgive me. Say this thrice from your heart. If in my seeking, if I have done mistake, if I have neglected my spirit, or if I have neglected my duties towards my spirit, please forgive me. Just go on saying, please forgive me. But don't feel guilty with it. You are not to feel guilty about it. Just say it that, please forgive me. I think you should again say, I am not guilty, because as soon as you say that, there is a catch on the left Vishuddhi. So you say, please forgive me, and also forgive me for being guilty. That would be better. Now you ask a question, Mother, am I the spirit? Ask the question, Mother, am I the spirit? Ask thrice. Mother, am I the spirit? You might feel cool breeze coming in. You ask thrice. If not, now say, Mother, please give me my realization. Say it thrice. Just say it thrice. And it would work out. You will start feeling the cool breeze in the hand, left hand. Stretch it towards me a little bit. Yeah, stretch it. Ask for realization. Now don't feel guilty. Are you getting it now? Don't feel guilty. You are not to feel guilty. That's the biggest disease of the West. Now you put your right hand on the head and you might feel a cool breeze coming out from your head. Just see if there's a cool breeze coming in. Raise it higher, see maybe. Is it? Not feeling. In the hand? Not yet? It will work out. Close your eyes and ask the question. Mother, am I the spirit? Thrice. Mother, am I the spirit? Again. Mother, am I the spirit? Now ask for realization. Mother, please give me my realization. Thrice. Now you can put your left hand on your head and right hand towards me. Let's say some people have this problem also. Right hand towards me. Now, ask the question, Mother, am I the spirit? Okay. Try. Now you forgive. You just forgive. Forgive. Forgive everyone. You say, I forgive. I forgive. Go on saying, I forgive. I forgive. I forgive. Again, I forgive. All right? Getting it? Not yet? All right, it will work out. Now? Not yet. We'll see, we'll see. Are you? Little bit. No, on the hands, just see. Maybe in the hand. Just see. It will work out. It will work out. It takes little time, but it works out. Works out. It works out. Don't you worry. Don't get desperate with yourself. Keep your eyes shut. It will start coming. Slowly, slowly, slowly it will start working. It's very subtle, but it starts working. Now? I think open those windows to pass out some of these heats. A lot of heat is coming out. Now, just see.